Alright, and 3, 2, 1. Hello, YouTube. This is commentator Cody. Here we are live with game 1 of round 1, match 2. I'm not sure, but game 2. Yeah, match 2, I guess, because this is the first of the best of 3 between Malamar Cody on your right and Coalossal Cody on your left. So Malamar Cody starting off with the Malamar V inactive going first. He won the coin flip and chose to go first. Coalossal Cody there on your left, starting with that Ninetales V, not ideal. He's got a couple Jirachi, obviously would be a far more reliable, but better. Even a Roly-Coly would be a better lead than a two-prizer, but it's not the worst thing that they have here. So it looks like we got a Dedenne on Malamar Cody's side. His hand is interesting. A couple energy. Excuse me, throwing away. If he does a Dedenne, he's throwing away a lot of energy. So yeah, he's throwing away 2 energy. Looks like there was a Weavile there as well, and the Darkrai. So interesting. Darkrai Umbreon. That's not good with the fighting weakness. Really not something he ever wants to put down in this matchup. Malamar V with a lot of the dark type in Sword and Shield have grass weaknesses instead, so Malamar V and Malamar VMAX are safe here in this matchup. So it looks like we're getting the tag call played down. Yeah, he has no way of recovery on his side, so that Weavile is gone. So if his Weavile is prized, which he had the quick ball earlier, so he probably looked for it. But looks like we're grabbing, can't quite tell what he's grabbing here. Off the tag call, Caitlin Cynthia, and maybe a second Caitlin Cynthia, red and blue. So grabbing red and blue. Are we not getting that Sneasel down, which is the whole reason why he played the Dedenne really, and yeah, just not the best Dedenne, unfortunately. Let's see what his opponent has to do in response. His hand looks pretty bad. I don't see any draw support. He does have a Pokecom. That's what he's going to go for. Looks like he just have run one single Dedenne in his deck. He could also go for Jirachi, but Ninetales V has 2 retreat costs, so even with the escape board, it's going to be stuck in there. He could manually retreat, but looks like he's eyeing the Dedenne down, putting that DNC back in deck, grabbing a sweet Dedenne, and this getting that to get himself off out of this funk. We get 2 Dedenne starts, but he's also losing a rare candy here. Gonna play down the escape board, probably just play down the stadium. Might as well, no reason not to. That Giovanni's Exile is acting as a boss's orders. And let's see if this hand's any better. Looks like there's a draw supporter, so that's gonna be nice. Getting the Sandaconda down and the Marnie. Throwing away getting energy at the bottom, but that's okay. It's quite a bit of energy. So Marnie coming on both sides, which is unfortunate for bit unfortunate for Cody, Malamar Cody. Yeah, and that hand is not as good for sure as what he had before. But back on Coalossal Cody's side, getting the double Roly-Coly down off that Marnie, and gonna have a Professor Research or Marnie for next turn. That's pretty good. So here he has the capture energy, and he's got the quick ball. He already threw away 2 darkness energy earlier. Just be careful. He plays, I believe, 9 darkness energy and 2 capture. So he's got to be a bit careful on what he does. Capture energy is coming down. Probably gonna get a Sneasel. Might just see a Sneasel. And then just a drag off attack and save. There is 2 Dedennes in deck, so he could go for his Dedenne. Looks like that's what he's thinking about, but I don't know if that's what he wants to do. Besides, yeah, at least at the moment, not going that route. It might be better just to grab that Dedenne for next turn after at least playing 1 more energy down, so you're not throwing away all those energy. And yep, that is what he chooses to do. He has a Malamar V in hand, decides not to put it away. Probably saving his Pokecom bait, and that's understandable. He does not need to play it right now. And does the drag off. getting the Roly-Coly in for 30 damage. Trying to got a clunky. I think a true cost of 3. We are getting a Jirachi down, and then a Professor Research. He does run 4 switch, I believe, on Coalossal Cody's side, so there's a couple outs for him. I don't see one in hand. I do think I see the rare candy. I'm not sure if he has. He's reading Drago. Looks like reading Malamar. Looking at the weakness, the attacks, seeing what it can do. I'm not sure. I think there's a Pokecom in that hand, so he can quick ball and then Poke. Yep. He can get a Coalossal up this turn if he so chooses. I'm not sure. I don't think there was any injured in discard pile. Unfortunately, there's one in hand. So we can go that route if he would like. Decides to just quick ball it away. I'm not sure why he didn't decide to throw it away and just Coalossal back, but looks like quick balling away, quick ball, and Pokecoming, grabbing a Roly-Coly, but then Pokecoming to get the Coalossal. So that's not a bad turn. I'm not going to get an attack off. It'd be nice to have a little more energy to excel, or any energy to excel, but this is okay. Getting the energy on the Ninetales, decides to go that route instead of the Sandaconda. We just have the switch actually, so not a bad turn at all. If you can get a draw supporter for next turn, does the rare candy Coalossal, so it's a 1-card hand. Grabbing a draw supporter would be nice. I don't see one though. Quick ball and Pokecom. It just has the reset stamp in hand, so that's not great. You don't really want to be stuck with a bad hand against Malamar VMAX because they will just get rid of a card every turn. So this could be relying on some good top decks. Steelers decide to go for the quick ball. He only has 1 Dedenne, so it's not really much of an out. He can just get another Jirachi if he needs to on another turn. Decides to just do the roll, and here we got Malamar Cody's turn. What does he have? He really needed a draw supporter would be nice, but he does have the option for that second Dedenne. Just get another Sneasel, debating between the Sneasel. Looks like just going to quick ball it away instead. He is probably losing that hand, I would imagine, though. And it's probably going down. He can do 1 more energy, and that's important. Yep, go on the Dedenne. Just getting 1 more energy down is super important. It's worth, I think, putting off a turn. Yeah, saving the energy, I think, was totally worth it. Just get the Malamar V down. Decides, not to play the Sneasel. Throw away the capture energy. He threw away a Weavile earlier, so the second Sneasel doesn't actually have a point unless you want to attack with it. And so this is a understandable play. So he is down at like 3 energy out of 11. So he's 8 to work with. Not that bad, but not great either. Just get the Evo Incense. Are we not even going to get a red and blue? Nope, we get the Malamar VMAX. So we're going to get the Malamar VMAX. Let's see if we see a red and blue, if he's just going to save that Sneasel slot. That's obviously he could have played the second Sneasel just as just a way to have it. Might have been better just in case his opponent decides to go to target the Sneasel. But instead we see the boss's orders. I'm targeting that on that Coalossal. That Coalossal will fall to a Max Mindstorm, I believe is what it's called. Excuse me, I should have this pulled up, but I don't. Decides to get the quick ball, put it on the bottom of the deck, so there's 180 damage, Malamar VMAX does, and puts 1 card from your opponent's hand at the bottom of their deck, and you do get to choose. So it's a really good way to just disrupt your opponent, especially with a heavy Marnie count, which Malamar Cody does play 4 Marnie. So you got a heavy amount of Marnie. You can keep your opponent's hand to a low size and just kind of limit what they can do while chucking damage in the face. We do not get a draw support off the Stellar Wish. Instead, and he loses the quick ball, so maybe he should. Well, he didn't have the option to quick ball to get Jirachi down, so that's okay why he saved it. Just decide to play the boss's orders to get a Malamar V, just to do some stalling. Maybe hoping his opponent can't get the Weavile down. Looks like there is a tag call in hand, and I think I see a red and blue even beyond that tag call, so Malamar Cody may have had that option last turn, but decided to go for the boss orders. Which, if that was the case, I agree. I think that was a good play. Because because now his opponent's down 2 rare candies and down a Coalossal. And so without the Coalossal engine, it's going to be really hard for him to get going. Off the tag call here, we're seeing double Malamar and Caitlyn Cynthia. There is to note a Tyranitar and Sableye on Malamar Cody's side that is prized, looks like. He's not grabbed it with any of the tag calls. It runs 2 tag team Pokemon. It's part of an engine, two decent dark types, but also an engine for the Pokecom with the heavy tag call engine that this deck runs, so it works well with Pokecom. Here we get the red and blue, discarding Marnie and I think the Malamar to get 2 dark type and two darkness energy and Weavile in play. So Malamar there not going to be a problem. Manual in hand, and then we're going to use Shadow Connection to move 2 dark up to it. Looks like, yep, and then leaving the 3 energy on the Malamar VMAX, and we're getting the knockout here with Malamar V's attack to do 130 and take the knockout. Moving on already, we have Ninetales looking at Ninetales fully loaded up, looking at Martial Arts Dojo, see what it can do. It is going to boost any Pokemon with fighting type damage, so we are going to get the boost there in damage, so it should do the 130 base plus 40 more since he's losing. But I don't see that they apply that damage correctly. It looks like they apply the 10 more, even though, it looks like that damage was applied incorrectly. Unfortunately, when there's no live judges, our kitty cat judge Shiva missed that, and so we can't go back. I can't step down and change that. So moving on to Malamar Cody's side, he's already moving real fast there, getting this kid and Cynthia to get the boss's orders back. Can I play an Evo instance to get another Malamar down to get rid of that confusion? Because the Ninetales V copied Malamar V's attack. That does 130 and confuses. I believe Brain Shake is what it's called. And so, gonna get the evolution to clear up that confusion. Is what he should do. He's kind of debating what to do here. I wonder if he's gonna remember that clears status conditions, evolving, clear status conditions. As far as I'm aware, VMAX still counts as evolving. So that should have that effect, but I'm not seeing that. He's kind of debating, actually, so maybe it looks like he's attaching the 4th energy and going to retreat instead. I'm not going to go for the confusion flips, but evolving there would have cleared that, but in the heat of the battle, there's nothing he can do. I, myself, commentator Cody, am just much smarter than him. So we are still going to get the max Mindstorm. Oh, no, Mindstorm's not right, because that's the psychic one. Yeah, I apologize. I should have looked that up, but is it just Max Darkness? That's not right either. I will look that up probably afterwards, but it's not going to help us in this current age. Does decide to debate between Reset Stamp and the Martial Machamp. Decides to get rid of the Martial Machamp instead, not fearing the Reset Stamp at the moment since he's only at 4 prizes. He thinks he can probably just snag that away next time. But that's the case. Coalossal Cody could just play it, but he's not. Debating if he wants to retreat here into the Jirachi or if he wants to get another attack off. Looks like going back and forth. Decides to do the retreat. I think that's probably the best bet. Really needs a draw support and no draw supporter. Just a switch. And now he can't even attack, so now he just did all that for a switch. That's not super useful. It looks like he might switch it. Does this decide to just abandon the Roly-Poly here? He probably should have gone for a Sandaconda maybe, but looks like he decides to just throw the Roly-Poly to the wind and give up on the Coalossal engine. Or at least put himself even another turn behind getting that up, and he already is falling behind this game. So I'm not sure if that's the best call by Coalossal Cody, but that's the call he decides to make. We get another Caitlyn Cynthia, getting back on Malamar, it looks like, and drawing 3. And then kind of debating, putting down another Dark Energy. So he is really low. After retreating away 2, now he's down 5 energy. And there's 6 in play, so there should be all 11 of his energy. So that's it. Decide, yeah, I think he realizes that he's really thin on energy, just got to be careful with it. Decides to Shadow Connect to just spread it out one-on-one, just since he has that really damaged Malamar V. He can't evolve at the moment. Not wanting to, or he could evolve, but he's choosing not to. Oh, looks like we have another. Alright, and so yeah, so it looks like he has, decides to, yeah, leave, not evolve, even though he had the Malamar VMAX in hand. Doesn't think that he wants to give his opponent, a weakened 3-prizer. And taking down to 3 prizes himself with the knockout there and getting rid of that reset stamp. So maybe that Coalossal Cody should just play the reset stamp since it was going away anyway, but he decided not to. Just a couple questionable plays. Getting the top deck quick ball. Unfortunately, he can't really play it because he has to do the research, so that's a shame. But hey, the research is good. It's going to get his hand going. He had a low hand for most of this game, so at least this will help. Even a Marnie won't push him back too bad. This is just going to get some cards, but nothing great. He can Pokecom. He does Pokemon away the Marshadow Machamp to get into the Roly-Coly. It's probably what he's thinking. Still trying to get back, get that engine online. It's still his win con, but yeah, he probably shouldn't have thrown the Roly-Coly away last turn. Has to get the rare candy, and the downside of having the rare candy is the opponent's just going to throw it away. The Rangaroo will help. If he decides to play the Instructor Rangaroo down, I think he should, because that will help. He can hide cards from Malamar VMAX, and decides to debate what to do there. Did not actually see what he threw away. Was it the getting a little difficulties getting that line there? I'm not sure what he put back, but now he's got a bunch of energy in hand. No Coalossal to use it though. I don't know if there's a switch. There's a switch, so we're getting back where we were a couple turns ago. We're gonna get the damaged Ninetales to attack. Probably what he should have done to begin with, but in hindsight, hindsight is 2020. So we are gonna get the damage. Let's see if it's properly applied here. It should be 220 with the Martial Arts Dojo. It's quite a bit of damage, and he's gonna give it a 1 card from his opponent's side. But his opponent has so many cards, well, I don't know how much that's gonna matter. Here we are, just looking at a really rough situation for Coalossal Cody to pull himself out of. Does grab, didn't actually see the boss's orders, I believe. Just get the boss's orders, which is probably the best thing to grab there. So here we're just kind of debating, we're running over what do we do? How do we win this game? At this point, he might want to get the Malamar VMAX down. Maybe he doesn't either. I'm not sure kind of what he's thinking. He just have the Malamar, so he can get some healing going. But he's 2 targets to heal. Which one does he want to heal? With that, probably wants to heal the active VMAX. But then it's gonna be a problem getting it back in the active. That's not gonna happen. So yeah, decides to do the retreat with the air balloon there. Yes, let's go for the free retreat. And I think he's gonna Malamar that one, and just stick with the injured one in the active. And I think that's okay, given the board state, because now you're gonna have here you have to. You still have 6 prizes, so your opponent's likely gonna have to kill 2 VMAXs, and now you have 2. You're gonna have 2 healthy ones going. And so I think that was fine, because if he tried to heal the active one, it would have been hard to get an attack off. He could have attacked, I guess, with the injured one. Either way. I mean, he would have been attacking with the injured one either way. So I think this is fine. Both ways were fine. Does get the attack off. The max, we're going to call it max darkness right now because I cannot remember the name. And to do the 180 and get rid of a card from his opponent's side. And 6-1 now. What do we got? We no Coalossal in play, no energy in play. He does have a Jirachi, but I don't think there's anything he can do. It's really, he could try to do like a boss's order stall, but that's not gonna matter either. Could go with the Sandaconda to buy a turn because there's no way his opponent cannot take out the Sandaconda in 1 hit. So that might be what he does. Looks like he kind of surveys the field here. Just said to Marnie, probably just relying on getting that Sandaconda, or not Sandaconda, the Coalossal. If he gets the Coalossal, gets a knockout here, that might be able to help him out, but He's got a, it looks like he's not, no rare candy, not getting Coalossal. Serving the play, seeing his one prize left, he could buy a turn, thinking about the Great Catcher, but just decides to scoop. Here's what we're hearing. Yep, looks like he is deciding to scoop. And that is going to be game one. Malamar Cody takes the W there. And we'll move on to game two. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.